Good morning, students. Welcome to another session of English learning class. Wishing you a very, very good morning with the rose flower and with pen indicating that we'll have a little bit of classwork. That is, I hope you may permit me to deal with the rules as part of our functional English. You know that if we do not have rules of common agreement, difficulty arises in understanding each other. Hence, we need to know a few basic rules of tenses with examples. See, you all know that, without even saying a single word, if I just raise this flower and show it to you, you are transported to a different world. That means you are given the meaning of this. So also, these pictures are a powerful tool in communicating great knowledge. So also here the pen indicates something. It's also an indicator of classwork or maybe the power of this pen. Okay, we shall have this one. So let us be as cool as possible, as open as possible, so we can have a lively and also a living class. Let us have the first picture with which you know what we are, especially the teacher and also you. Shall we have the picture now? You are watching a lovely picture. The picture also, you know the details of these two lotus flowers, indicating some symbolic meaning also. What could be the symbolic meaning that we can really attach to this? This is what really we are. One flower which is already bloomed, the other is yet to bloom. So also the teacher is with knowledge already acquired, and the other, the student, is about to acquire. So both are same, they are alike, they are not different. So also you and the teacher are the same, so you will be like that. So students, you have seen the picture, how lovely it is. See, such a lovely picture and such a lovely scene that really has transported you to a different world where the tender feelings must have come to you. But there is a meaning behind that. One flower which is already bloomed, the other which is yet to bloom, a budding one which is yet to bloom. So also the teacher and student are like that. They are not two separate entities, they are not two separate beings, they are alike. So we need not have any kind of difference, or we need not have any kind of inhibition in understanding each other. So I hope that for example, we are not going into the class in a different way as a traditional teacher goes, with all kinds of strictness, severity, or maybe some kind of discipline. You can be free, because we can be as simple as possible in learning the details of grammar, because they're necessary in order to have a better understanding between the people, because communication is such a thing, even the slightest difference may take to a different great or danger. So keeping those things in view, let us have the details cleared. So students, let us all make our understanding clear with the figures and diagrammatic representation. Since you being the technical students, more and more practical orientation is given to you. You are shown the machines, you are shown the things which are at work, and little explanation is given. So also the orientation, let us all be less theoretical and more practical in our outlook. All right. The pictures especially, they are a powerful tool, powerful medium which can really give us a lot of meaning in it. You all, you're aware of it and need not tell you anything about it. Even not only a big live picture, even the slightest mark or maybe some kind of a drawing also can transport us to a different feeling, because we are aware of the Comtech. So some of the students have already done Comtech and others may be doing it, but we have all the lessons loitering around or oriented around a great man, a great soul of this universe. Let me really show the picture which I have drawn on the board. Just a little carving like thing, have drawn that, but it has given you the meaning which you really wanted it. Is it not? A great man is reminded here, wearing goggles with this stature, maybe none other than the Mahatma Ji. So these are the pictures which I am going to talk about. Not only this picture, there are many other pictures which you will look at, and also with which we deal in the most casual way in learning some basic principles of grammar. Is it all right? Let us have the pictures. Now you can see the picture of Lord Buddha here, about whom we are going to speak in the grammar lesson. So also we'll have other pictures just have been watching. Come on. This is another picture, a white lotus, a rare one, about which we are going to speak in the exercise subject and predicate. This is another picture, a common village man. So you will find the subject as an old man in the exercise. Yes, student, you know what the picture is on the board here, and you know what the subject we are going to talk about. You can observe the diagram which is there on this screen. See, we are diagrammatically representing what we have to understand through grammar. We already know that these are the three parts, the past, present and future. Exactly, we are at this place. This is present, maybe whatever time it is according to your watch. Here I have shown a figure, a boy standing exactly at the present tense, and he is, of course, with the folded hands and even folded legs, he is here. He is not saying, he is not doing anything here, but he says something, maybe with this, like this, he goes on explaining the things he describes and he does something, but actually he doesn't do anything. As he doesn't do anything, as he doesn't express or specify anything, he is not the man who is doing the right tense, present tense, that is the present continuous form. So it is not that, it is an indefinite form. Whatever he speaks, whatever he says, it will be indefinite, not anything about the present. So then it is called present indefinite. For example, you see he says like I play, I eat, I read, I walk. Is he actually doing at this moment of speaking? He is not doing it. He simply says that it is his habit that I play every day, I eat 3 times a day, I read every day, I walk in the morning. These are the habits which he is really narrating at, without moving from the present. That is, at this moment he is not doing anything. That is why we call it the simple present tense, is otherwise called indefinite tense, which does not tell anything about the present. So this is simple present. So it not only speaks about the indefinite things like this, or maybe the habitual actions, it also tells or speaks about universal or general truths like sunrise, because these are verifiable by anybody, anytime, they are common. See, the sun rises in the east or the sun sets in the west. These are the things you all know it. And also maybe the habits of certain animals. Cows eat grass. See, is it it's a general quality of, or maybe the general nature of the animal that expresses. So this is what we have, or this is what we know about the simple present tense, which tells only about habits or maybe general truths, not the action which is going at the moment of speaking. This is indefinite. In the earlier slides, we have seen what a subject really means. Thus, whatever we talk about the subject becomes a subject. It can be one single word or it can be many number of words, which we had seen there in the exercise also. And then we have another one like a verb in first form. See, subject plus verb is a structure that is set for our simple present tense. Subject along with a verb in present form. So this V1 can be known by other names like indefinite form, or maybe present form, or base form of the verb. So don't get confused, they all mean the same. V1 means the base form of the verb or the present form of the verb. So here it is given here. See, some of the verbs which we have used in the examples are written here: plays, eat, read and walk. So the structure is this. Whenever we are supposed to identify the things, we have to identify and we have to classify that this particular sentence belongs to this particular tense by looking at the structure of it. So also it has its own uses where they have to be very particular. The uses are, we use them for habit, general truth. So if we have any habit, if we use it in a different tense, it is wrong. So this is why we are corrected in the correction of sentences. So try to be very careful about this after knowing this structure and also about the users, we will be using them in the correction of sentences. So using one for the other, then you will have to identify what the actual use of the function of a particular tense is.
Yeah.
For example, whatever we have been doing there in the model or maybe the examples, I have taken one example is such. The subject, I is the subject here, and it you have here, this is V1, verb in the first form, that is the present form of the verb. This is the example that we have taken. So don't get confused, the subject and verb V1 means something else. It is nothing but I plus it is the structure or the sentence that is in this form. Dear students, we have come to another tense form that's called the real present tense or present continuous tense. We can observe certain sentences here. I am playing. You can see the matchstick figure who is playing. I mean, for example, we can really get an idea that he's playing with a bat. Then there is another figure here. The sentence is he is laughing because he's laughing here. And there is another one like she is reading. So with the sentences we get an idea and we can really observe that they are actually doing at the moment of speaking. Action going on at the moment of speaking. That is it. Because when we are speaking, this fellow is playing, and here this fellow is laughing, and this girl is reading. So these are the activities which are going on at the moment of speaking. So diagrammatically also we can represent in the similar way, drawing just one line and making it to three parts, that is the past and also the present, exactly the point where we are in, and also the future. So for example, the past is, now we are not worried because this is present continuous. So let me come to the diagram as such. You can see the diagrammatic representation of the present continuous tense on a single line. See, this is made into two parts, especially this present is in between and it is indicated through an arrow, and here this past is here, this is future. At this particular point, whatever activity we speak about, walking, this is walking is continuing, means at this moment of speaking, this walking, the activity of walking is going on and it is not over. That means the arrow indicates that it is progressing towards future. And even reading activity, playing activity, all these actions are going on at the moment of speaking. Hence here this is represented diagrammatically like this. So this is the explanation that we can give for this. So the activity which is going on at the moment of speaking is expressed in present continuous tense. Hence this is also called real present tense. So the name itself suits well because this tells whatever one does at the moment of speaking. So hence this is called the real present tense. Let us come to the structure of it, because we are very much worried about the structure itself, because all these the sentences are categorized into different tense forms. So the structure of the present continuous is subject, you know about the subject, and then you have a be form. For example, am, is, are. I do not want to give another grammatical term as such. Let us remember that it also has am, is, are plus verb in a continuous form. Be plus ing in the sense nothing but walk plus ing. So here you have an example here. I am walking. So you have the subject I here, and one of the three words am is also here as part of the sentence, and also the verb in the continuous form walk plus ing. This is the present continuous form that we can really identify from the given sentences. Is it clear? This is another picture. In order to make the idea about present continuous tense clear, we have another picture which shows about the action and also the people what they are doing here, holding some placards. See, these placards indicate what is used in the sentence and also the other constituents of the sentence as such. For example, here verb be present tense. See, these are the people. We can be in the present tense nothing but is, am, or. These are the things which are called the verb in present tense. Then you have the present continuous here along with with the be form as well as with the ing form. See, is holding, these two guys are holding something, this is holding something. They are walking, actually they are walking here, they are holding here, and also they are dancing, whatever, they are coming. Like this, action you can see. These people are doing actually what they are really holding up, is it not? So here, even this coming, dancing, reading, singing, these are the activities that are going on as we are discussing now or as we are watching now. Is it clear from this? Let us also see how the other form. For example, we have three different sentences as such. For example, one we call it as affirmative, the other one negative, and also the interrogative. How they are also formed in the present continuous. Let us all see. My dear students, you have already seen what are there in a present continuous tense. For example, it consists of subject, be form, and also verb in continuous form. Is it? I am writing. This is a positive sentence or an affirmative sentence, what we call it. Is it? Then you have another category or maybe kind of sentence that we have to make sometimes. That is negative, which we all call it. For example, present continuous, affirmative, and a negative you all say. So what do we do, or how do we do to make a negative sentence? See, the constituents are here. The constituent, for example, I is there, am is there. Not only I am and writing, there is another addition here, not the negative. So like this is the way that we do for the present continuous negative form. So present continuous takes the help of another not and makes or forms into a negative. For example, I am not writing, I am not reading, I am not doing something. So that particular activity which they are not doing. So this is the negative we have. Let us do a small exercise here. You are shown a picture, you find different people doing different things there, different people in actions also. We can write the present continuous tenses or present continuous sentences here by looking into the picture. Some people are doing, for example, she is eating an ice, and here he is listening, or something the people over there, especially the children, are playing there, and different other things. Some people are drinking coffee, some are reading newspaper. So all these actions, let us try to write down in the form of an exercise, that is in the form of sentences. Let us check, let us see whether we are really doing this or not, whether we have really understood the present continuous tense or it's only a kind of, not a kind of task as such. In order to make things clear about the particular present continuous, we'll do this exercise. Now the third form of the present tense is present perfect tense. Let us also know about the present perfect tense here. Again, this line you have broken somewhere here, and again it started from here and it is extending. This is future indicating, and here this is past, this is the past here, and something over here, the past, some kind of the cross mark indicating something happened here. Alright, we can see this is not connected from this past to the exactly by the same line, but some dotted lines which tell that something different. Okay, we shall see what it is really. Present perfect tense, we are told that it's a mixture of two kinds of tenses. For example, you also find some past here and also present here. See, some kind past here, somewhere the action happened, and also something is indicated over this particular present. That means, though the action had taken place in the past, it will have its influence or effect on the present. So this diagram indicates that though the action had taken place in the past, it will have effect on the present. At the moment of speaking, for example, see, some model sentences are also given here. The sentences make our explanation clear. That is, example, I have eaten. This activity is completed somewhere in the past. This, by using this present perfect tense, haven't eaten, it gives an idea or it gives an impression that this man has eaten with the effect or with the influence of eating. That particular man is not hungry. That means at present he is not hungry. Action had taken place in the past, but influence is here. If you offer something, sir, I have eaten, sir, I have just eaten, sir, which means that you are not hungry. So this is what we can understand from present perfect tense, especially in English. See, instead of saying one tense for the other, it also leads to some kind of misunderstanding. For example, you say that I have eaten. They take it, for example, have eaten means you are not hungry. If you want to say, sir, I ate somewhere means they will serve you something. So this is this kind of variation or difference you find in the tense forms also. So let us see what does it really do here. See, this expresses action happened in the past. The second thing is felt in the present, or it is also used for, so I have just done, sir, I have just completed, sir, I have, so just completed actions are also expressed in present perfect tense. The examples are given. I have eaten, which also means that the activity is over. That particular person who is speaking is not hungry now. I have polished my shoes also says that, he had polished, that activity is over, and we can see for ourselves they are shining now. Then let us come to the structure what we have used here. Let us know the structure here. We have a subject. In addition we have this one has or have plus V3. What is V3? V3 is nothing but past participle form of the verb. For example, for every verb we have 3 different forms. Some are repeated, of course, but even then the V3 is the third form of the verb. So the third form, whatever, for example, eat, ate, eaten, this is the third form of V3, isn't it? So you have the example I as a subject, and here have, out of the two, has or have, that is a present auxiliary, and here you have this V3 eaten. So this is how the structure for all the present perfect tense sentences. You can identify them with this particular structure, though they are jumbled in the exercises, which we shall do in the later coming exercises. So we can see in the picture what are the parts that are used in the present perfect tense. See, it is clearly indicated that they are has and have are used either of have or has as one constituent, and another, see, you have this, along with it you have the third form of the verb, open, open, opened here. For example, you have written. Written is the third form of the verb. Write, wrote, written. So along with this you have the third form of the verb. See, even for this also the second form is repeated for the third form, ask, asked, asked. So what do we do for the past participle? We can see here in the next one. So these are the past participle forms of the verbs we had seen. For example, finished, seen, eaten, closed. So finished, finish, finished, finished. Second form is repeated for the third form. That means this is V3 only. Then again you have the seen, see, saw, seen. This is V3 only. Even eaten also, eat, ate, eaten. You know about eaten also. All these are third forms of the verb which are used in the present perfect tense. So you are clear. It will have a subject. It will also have has or have. And again along with it, then we use past participle form of the verb. Is it clear? Let us see this slide here. We have to do something more about this present perfect tense. We have to know something about the negative and interrogative, how they are made in the present perfect tense. See, it is clearly explained here. Present perfect tense forms it's a negative by putting not after have or has, and the interrogative especially is interrogative by changing the order of the subject, the verb have. So with the example we can really make the things clear. For example, the first sentence you have opened the door, which is an affirmative sentence, a statement. You have opened the door. So you is the subject, have is the auxiliary here, and opened is the third form of the verb, V3. So this is how we have the present perfect. Then come to the second one, you haven't opened the door. The change that we had, we have done here is that in between this have and the V3 we have put one word, that is not, negative. So this is how we make negative sentences for present perfect tense. So also we have the question making of questions, the interrogative form, that is, how do we do? So we bring the auxiliary before the subject and make it a question. For example, you have this one. See, you have opened the door. We made it like this. Have you opened the door? This is the interrogative sentence here. Another example, let us see, same, for example, Mary has been to the zoo. All right, you have this one, and this is also third form of the verb. and the subject here. Then Mary hasn't been to the zoo. So we have put one not in between the has and the third form of the verb, and we made it a negative form. Then the positive or the affirmative sentence is made into a question by doing like this. So we brought that has from there to the front. Has Mary been to the zoo? So the end of the, you have seen the interrogative, how it is formed. Then let us come to the other example, the third one. The third example here, you can say, I have taught you this before, affirmative, and again haven't taught you this before, negative. And the interrogative, have I taught you this before? So once again we follow the same example, or we have followed the same rule by doing negative and interrogative. So diagrammatically you all have it. For example, you have opened the door, this here you have the how, and whereas in the negative another, so something falling from up, from something up, maybe from up sky. So this is the addition that we are making in the this particular present affirmative by adding not. This has become a negative one. And so also here this has gone there. See, another change we have made here, have has come here. So diagrammatically we are making it clear, that's all, because we already know the rule how we have already made. Only in order to make or create interest we have given this. Hope you have understood about the present perfect. Students, now we have a simple exercise in doing present perfect tense. You have already have the figures here which indicate or which tell us something going on there, and even the man climbing over, and of course he has completed that one, and even here the woman what she has done here, and the especially the girls what they have done here. Like this, we have several pictures, and even the sentences are also supplied to us, in the sense they are given to us, and blanks are also given. So looking at the picture, we have to complete this given blank with the present perfect form. This is it, have plus V plus 3, for example. So this is the modal sentence given, has is there, and you also have the V3 form of it, and that is how we write for this blank. So also you have another, the second, third and other following sentences. This man dashed to the top of the hill. That means you should think that he has already climbed. He has completed this action, climbing activity. What you will write, you have to understand and then write about this climb. Third form of the climb. Then come to this one. You have the woman has done something here. That is, the servant dashed the jug. Let us assume that the break is here. Break, the verb is here. That action, we can say something about it. So V3 form has to be written here along with the has or have, because she has, and again V3, you decide what you have. I hope you know about that. Then come to the one, see the two little girls in water, something has already over. So then you have the word like a jump here. So take one, either has or have, depending on the subject. Because this you have the plural, you may take the have, and also the third form of jump. Jack and Tom, again the same thing. You can find two boys coming out here. They are coming out a cinema hall. They have completed one activity, I think. What that you have to write here in the present perfect form. Jack and Tom dashed to the cinema, and now they are coming out. See, you have to use the word see, the third form of see, and also one of the auxiliaries there, present auxiliary. Then you come to the second, the sixth one. Here the teacher has completed one activity here. So the teacher dashed the blackboard. What he has done, you have to express it, you have to write in the present perfect form. Then the last one, the seventh sentence, the dog dashed the boy's legs. It has already completed, it has done something here, because the man is holding it is, and the leg is also bleeding here, you can find. So something has already happened. So you have to imagine that something happened, and which you will write in the present perfect form. Similar figures are given here indicating the completion of work. So looking at the picture, we have to complete the given blanks. For example, we have one sentence which is already done for us, has just risen, and again he is closing, of course. The book, he has completed one activity and he is closing it. So then you can imagine what he has done, completed. And here it is falling down, the bird is falling down, he has shot. So then you have to write something about the present perfect. And here the class is empty, so imagine and write about this. And in this sentence, Ahmed has done something. For example, he has completed something, because see, Ahmed dash a picture of a tree on the blackboard. That means drawing is completed here. You try to understand the meaning of it, and also remember the rule, that is the structure, and write here. Then let us come to the sixth sentence also. Similarly, you will be doing for the sixth sentence also, and even for the seventh one also you will do. The two men dash a fire on the ground. They have done it, something, the smoke is coming out. You can see for yourself. So this is how present perfect tenses are used. See, some activities are done there, some activities are completed, whose effect we can feel in the present. For example, it is lit here, so the people, we can witness, we can watch. And even here also, everywhere, see the just completed actions, and also the actions which are completed and also having influence on the present are expressed in present perfect. Clear?
Further clarification, contact the Additional Secretary, State Board of Technical Education and Training, 7th floor, BRKR Bhavan, Tank Bund Road, Hyderabad, 500063. Fax 040-322-0546.